Hello, it's your designer off grid. I'm gonna be a little bit jerky today because I am on my dirt road headed into town to pick up a few things. And it's Friday. Let's cancel this. I'm sorry. It was sending me a message there. It's Friday, so it's prep day for me, so that usually means I try to make sure that I have enough food for the weekend, and which I do, and just picking up other little things because I don't do anything on Saturdays. And so I was just kind of driving along, and I thought about that I could do a video about why I have not told my colleagues about my YouTube channel yet. Now I can tell you this, that after being in the industry for 19 years, almost 20 years, and did very, very well in my business. I built up like a following within the interior design community. I've done a lot of like micro influencer type stuff, and did a lot of furniture market talks and coaching and things like that. So people are maybe not the much newer designers who are just coming into the industry within the last couple of years, but people who have been in the industry at least, I'd say for at least 4 years or so, they would probably know who I am for the most part. And there's this big part of me that does not want them to know I have a channel, even though, and I'm pretty sure somebody will eventually come across it. I wanted to be the one to kind of just announce it in the groups that I still am a part of and all that. And I wondered to myself, why I've not done that yet. Why have I not said, hey, because honestly, I would get a lot of support, because I built my career on supporting other designers, and it's a well-known fact within the industry. And so I can honestly say, and I hope I'm not wrong in thinking that I could see a lot of designers would come alongside me and support me, even just to subscribe, just to say, hey, I'm supporting you as best as I can. So of course I could use that support to grow the channel, but there's just this huge part of me that's not quite ready for them to know about it. And it makes me wonder, why, Veronica? Why are you like not making that announcement within your little groups about your channel and get that support that you so need right now to grow the channel? And I think it's because I know that I still kind of have that aesthetic. I don't think it's ever going to leave me, just because as an interior designer, that's a huge part of the way I think. That, anything that I put my hand to in terms of, anything related to interior design, or anything, it's related to interior design. Because honestly, I don't necessarily, like, for example, I don't care about wearing makeup, because that's just who I've always been. When I was growing up in Jamaica, I never wore makeup. I wear foundation every once in a while just to even out my skin, but lipstick, eyeshadow, all of that stuff, I just don't care for that stuff. And so when I say aesthetic, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like aesthetic for like a home or room or something like that. And I guess because I'm at the stage of my journey where the cabin is not ready yet, and it's still kind of in disarray, I don't mind that they know. I don't mind if they know that I live in my little cabin right now. I don't think I mind that. I think I just want to bring them in once I've already accomplished a big part of the goal that I have here, which would be this cabin is ready and I'm moved in. I think that's what I'm waiting on. And it's not like I'm afraid of getting judged or anything about it. I guess I just want them to understand what I gave up, and that makes sense what I'm gaining in its place. Because let's just say I announced it now and a whole onslaught of designers came and started following me, when they're not necessarily interested in homesteading, they'd only be following me just because of maybe the design part. There's not a whole lot to tell right now. There's not a whole lot to keep them interested right now in the channel, because I'm not doing a whole lot of design right now. And so I think that's the main reason why I just have not told or made that announcement within my design community that, hey, I have a channel. So I feel like once I get to the point where I'm doing more of the aesthetic stuff inside, where I'm more putting my little decorating touch on things, I think at that point I'll feel a little bit more comfortable inviting them in, because I feel like they will have something worth watching, if that makes sense. And I know some of you are here for that too, so of course I'm keeping that in mind. But yeah, excuse me, I have not made the big announcement amongst my colleagues, not even my family. I only told my sister, my eldest sister, about it 2 days ago, about my channel 2 days ago. I've not really told anybody. I just kind of, only my kids. I've only told my kids and my sister just a couple days ago. I've not told any family member. I've not told, because again, I want them to understand that I did not just give up a life in Houston and it's for nothing, because that's how I feel like people are going to look at it. I know it's not the case. I know that I'm in progress. I know that I'm in process, but I think I just want to give them something more so they understand. And I don't even think that it matters to me as much as I'm saying it, but I think when I'm ready to tell them, I'll know when I'm ready, I guess. And so, but again, if they came across my channel, if they're on YouTube and somehow found my channel, it doesn't matter, you know? So it's not like I'm hiding it. But it's just like, I don't think I'm ready to say, hey, here's my channel, go follow me, and hopefully you love what you see, you know? So yeah, I have not told any of my colleagues, my interior design colleagues, about my YouTube channel. And I'll know when it's time. I'll know when I'm ready. It's 5:30 now, and it looks like the days are getting longer now because it's not dark at all. It will be soon, I can tell. This is my septic field right here. Such a nice evening, and the day was really nice and warm today. And oh, I forgot to show you guys my cart all put together. I forgot to put that on video. But here's my beautiful cart. It feels nice and sturdy, and it's beautiful. I love the yellow. Yellow is one of my favorite colors, so it's gonna get put to use. Yesterday I worked on my garden fences and straightened them up a little bit, so I did a couple videos on that, so it might be a part of this video or a different one, I don't know. But I've been watching the sun over the carport, trying to see the pattern and how much of it I'm gonna get before it goes behind it. And so I didn't really do much of that today, but you can kind of see it's 5:30 now, and by this time I'm gonna not have sun on the south side. So I wanted to show you guys this, because from this you will see what my final decision is for the walls in here. Yes, you guys, I know I went through a ton of different options, but at the end of the day, this was the most cost-effective option. I have so many other things to do, and I just really have to keep my budget front and center. And So sheetrock wasn't my first choice, but it has become the choice. So I don't know when the guys are coming back. I think in the next few days to get started. But so that's my decision. Sheetrock. Yeah. It's gonna be beautiful no matter what. So a lot of people, not a lot, I've gotten a couple comments of people asking if the carport is secured. So they have a couple different anchors, and in fact, because I am for my own peace of mind, I am going to be getting some more anchors actually. So they have these anchors in. So these are about like they look like about 3 feet or so, and those are driven in the ground. And then they have this as well that ties it to the ground somehow. So they're like 3, or I want to say 2 or 3, two of those things. And then they have these. And then I'm gonna come back. I just ordered them on Amazon, and it's basically like a L bracket that you attach to the side here. So I'm gonna have them attached to the post, and then I think they're 4 feet. No, sorry, they're 25 inches. I'm sorry. Where did I get 4 feet? So they're 25 inches, and they're driven into the ground and then connected onto the L bracket. So that's just a third layer of protection. So I will be anchoring it even more, even though it's completely anchored to the ground right now. That's just for more added peace of mind for me, because I know it gets really windy over here. So for those who are asking, they absolutely anchored it to the ground. Just so you know, I don't think they wanted they would want the liability of just putting it on the surface. And I don't know if you watched the build. As they were building it, they did have a piece that goes across there and a piece that goes across there that they took out, and that was just to kind of keep it structured until they finish the structure, to keep it like level or whatever until they finish the structure. So I also got a question about how I'm going to go inside, even though I did mention several times in the video that I did that it's oriented this way because I want to get the roof surface. So right now I have 15 feet going that way, going this way, 15 feet, 20 feet going this way of roof surface for my panels. If I'd flipped it the other way, I wouldn't have any roof surface facing the south. It would be, this is what would be facing the south. That. So I had to flip it, turn it this way. So later on when I build this out, I'm gonna put windows in here. So it looks good from the front, and then I'll enter it from here. Now, of course, right now I could enter it from here. Let me see if I can step back and show it to you. And I'm sorry, I just came out. I did not plan to do a video, to be honest with you. So I came outside just to kind of take in the evening, and I didn't bring my selfie stick with me. But right now, this is the driveway coming in or going out, coming into the property. So right now I could like come in here if I wanted to. Okay, but I will take these out, all of these trees, and extend the driveway. And this is going to be the front of the garage right here. So eventually I'll put a garage door to here, windows here, and solid back with just a walk door on the back side. And then I'm going to have an addition to the cabin somewhere down there. But this is far in the future, not high priorities right now. This I did right now solely for the solar panels. Otherwise, I would not have done a carport right now, because it would not be a priority otherwise. So, yeah, so these trees, and I would have had James take them out. So we were kind of talking about it while he was here finishing up the septic system yesterday. And he said, you know, if I have some time left over, I will go ahead and take those out. And and so we kind of talked about it, but he didn't have time. So I just like, since I'm not like urgently needing to use it, you just come back some other time and take those out. So that's the plan, is for those trees to come out. Not all of them, just really these little shrubs right here. No more large canyons. Look at that. All of this has been filled in. James is still working, but I asked him to put rocks to kind of mask off this area so we don't get anybody accidentally driving on it, because it's tempting to do that because my water tank's right there. And so when they come to fill my tank, they're just going to stop there and run their hose along the side of the house. And instead of here. So I'm gonna make this look intentional later on. I'm probably even gonna do like a cattle panel arch and maybe grow something that doesn't have like a strong root system to it, so it doesn't interfere with the septic chambers underneath. But getting my yard back, and I asked James to put in a trench over here for me for where we're gonna run the wires for the solar panels. Wow, it's much deeper than I thought it was gonna be, but I want them deep because I'll probably be driving on it for a while once the wires are buried. So I want it to be deep. And when it comes to solar panels on the wire, some people leave the wire actually on top of the ground. So I did not want to do that though. I wanted mine buried. So today is laundry day. I'm about to just wash some tiny things like underwears and socks and undershirts. And I bought these containers on Amazon just because it's a little bit easier to wash in them. So my setup is basically on this little cart right on my dog thing right here that I'd bought for another purpose that I didn't end up using it for. The purpose was to put my generator inside of it to secure it. But I still don't have a ton of water. I have a whole tank of water over there, but and now my farm bib has been installed, but now the pump needs to be connected, and the pump doesn't work until the solar works. I mean, I could go connect my generator to it, but I don't want to go through all of that. So I'm still using like bottles and buckets of water just to get this done. I have 3 barrels back here, and I'll take you back here and show you what I'm talking about. So I have these 3 barrels, and I actually have 6 of them. The other 3 are in storage. When I went to storage, my neighbor packed these 3 on top of his Jeep and brought them over here for me. So I just texted the water delivery company to see how much they would charge me to come and fill them up for me. But if I fill them, I may still run into the problem where I can't get the water out unless I elevate them, because I ran into that problem in Houston. I had them in my garden in Houston, and I didn't have them elevated. So even after you put water in them, the water doesn't really come out unless it's like elevated. You live and you learn. So now I've learned that. So I may go out and get some blocks and just kind of put out here and elevate them a little bit so the water will come out. But I think that's the best thing to do right now, is just to fill those for now. I mean, it's water, it's never going to go to waste. So, and even if I don't have them elevated, I can take water from the top if I need to, because that's what I did back in Houston. So yes, things to do, but today is laundry day. different from how interior designers, any interior designer that I know of would be living right now. And so I already knew that was going to affect my business in a big way. But I've always felt like my business was about serving people. And so that's why I know that I don't want to give it up, because I still have that desire and I still have that skill set, and I want to use it to the best of my ability. And I've always been very, very good about crafting different service options to cater to different levels of the market. And so that's why I feel like I can thrive, I can survive doing something less than what I normally do. And I don't say these things to brag, you know what I mean? I just say these things to express the reality of what interior design was and what you aspire to when you're in the throes of running a business in the industry. It's about the luxury and the appearance. And so here I just came to do a trash run, and this is kind of what you see when you're throwing out your trash. And I just had one bag of trash because, like I said, I try so hard not to generate a ton of trash, and I did just have one bag, and it was like, I think it was like $1.94, I think, for the one bag of trash. It's not expensive to me because honestly the amount of times that I come, it's not that bad. In Houston, my trash bill was $40 a month, and here I'm spending way less than $40 a month. So there's that. I realize now that it was a mindset shift, but I've always had that open mind. I've always had that thing that, because I'm telling you, interior design was my identity. That is how, if you would ask me, hey, Veronica, tell me about yourself. And I mean, I probably still would say that because it's just been such a big part of me for so long. But there's just so much more to be than that. You know what I mean? So yeah, maybe that's why I've never shared this with the industry at large, because I know that I was never really fully immersed in the industry in terms of full acceptance of everything. But I'm not afraid either for them to know that, hey, this is my new lifestyle, just because I've never really necessarily been the one to conform to every expectation of the industry, if that makes sense. So but yeah, it's and I will share it one day. And here's the thing, I would love to write a book one day. And in fact, I've gotten that many times from industry people that, hey Veronica, it's time you write your book. Because once you have like a portfolio of good work, it's time to write a book. Most designers, that's what they aspire to. And I've thought about it, but I did not want my book to just be another coffee table book where you're just looking at pretty pictures. I wanted it to have a story to tell, and I wanted it to be dynamic. I wanted it to have dimensions to it, not just like this flat story about, oh, I started my design business, I grew, and here I am. You know, I wanted it to show the grit. I wanted it to show the true ups and downs, the true essence of what it is to, you know, be a mom, a single woman, you know, a woman of faith, all of those things. I wanted the book to include things like that. And so I think that's why it's just been hard for me to just say, okay, I'm just going to go write a book. If you're a ghostwriter or a writer, or you're associated with the publishing world, let me know. So now I know what I would want to write about. I'd want to write about my life up until this point and how I decided to really follow my faith, follow my convictions, and end up in a place that may seem a little bit crazy to some people, but it's the place that's bringing me peace. It's a place that's bringing me hope. It's a place where I feel like I'm going to prepare for what's to come. And so I want to share that story. And I think is using this YouTube channel to maybe help me to document this stuff, because I'd love to do that one day. And so that's why I feel like I want to be at a place in this new season where my homestead is to the point where I think it would be a little bit more magazine worthy. Now, I hate to say it like that, because I know it's not about that, and that is so not the focus of my life. But while I'm here, I can make it count, and I can make that a goal as well, to just bring my cabin to the point where it's a little bit ready for a book, and can tell a story just looking at it. Because, you know, when you're telling a story, not only does it have to be a story that you can say, it needs to be a visual story as well. And so I think that's a goal that's somewhere down there on my list of things. But yeah, I just wanted to share that, because I have not told my colleagues, just because I think that I'm not finished yet. I'm not finished, but I'm not at the point where I think it will be impactful to them. I don't think, because, you know, again, if I show it to them, I want to hold their interest. I want them to stay for not just, hey, I'm just supporting Veronica just because. I want them to stay because, wow, it's compelling content. It's something that maybe I can do this too, or maybe I thought about this, or this is probably what I've been thinking but wasn't sure. I wanted to have like that kind of impact on people, that if they were even questioning at all what it is that they have to offer in the industry, then I'll see that there's a way out. Not out as in like leaving it, but there's a way out of the mindset. There's a way out of the expectations. There's a way out of the I have to do it this way. I have to conform. And so I'm hoping to be an inspiration or an example for what's possible. Getting my morning coffee ready. And this table is my everything table. I do everything out here almost. And my honey, I'm almost out. I need to pick some up today. Good morning, guys. Thought I'd have my morning coffee with you guys this morning. Hazelnut flavor, so good. Oh, so good. Such a beautiful morning. I don't know what temperature it is, but feels like in the 50s or something like that. So enjoying my coffee here. I was in bed last night around 8 o'clock, and I could hear what sounded like, at first it sounded like someone screaming, and the sound kind of started to get a little bit closer to my cabin, and then it started to sound like a cat, but not a real house cat. It sounded like a cat. So I thought, oh my goodness. Then the sound started getting like closer, and it was definitely the sound of a cat, but not like a regular cat. So immediately I figured it has to be a mountain lion. So I went, but the sound sounds like a cat, but it doesn't at the same time, So I went and I Googled videos where you can hear them, and it sounded pretty much like what I heard. So it sounded like it was just about not very many feet away from my cabin. So so when I tell you guys that I have not explored my full land, I've probably explored only about 2 acres of my land. Now I've walked the whole thing. Eventually I did once I got here, but it's only about 2 acres that I actually, if that I actually explore now, because it's open. So what I'm gonna start doing, I'm gonna get myself one of those little gun holster things, and walk around with that. And while I would hate to encounter any animal, pull out my pew pew and shoot. I should edit that out. Yeah. It was a little scary. I wasn't afraid because I was inside and I knew I was secure inside, but just the thought that it's just that close to my cabin. And then a couple of nights before, I could hear all the coyotes. It sounds like they were just right in this main area right here, and they were just, I don't know if they were mating or what. They were just like going at it. So you know a part of me is just like rejoices that this wonderful wildlife is around me, but a part of me is still like, Veronica, it's kind of scary. So but yeah, it's it was interesting hearing that. And I pulled out my phone to record it. I was going to record the sound on my little audio recording thing, but by the time I pulled it out, the sound was gone. So I wish I could have recorded it. So peaceful though. I mean, for the most part, it's just so peaceful at night here. It's just so peaceful all the time. I mean, I can hear vehicles every once in a while. There's a road. My neighbor has probably about 40 acres here, and then there's a road, and I can hear it sometimes. And if somebody's coming down on our road, because the road is so rough, depending on what kind of vehicle they're driving, I can kind of hear the vehicles. But other than that, it's just so quiet here. So quiet. Yeah, so nice morning to come out and just have coffee and just be surrounded by Yah's beautiful creation. I have my Bible here with me, and I'm just going to read from Psalm 139. It's my favorite psalm, and every time there's just something in me that just pushes me to read it every once in a while. So I'm going to read it real quick. I have my glasses here. All right. O Yahweh, you have searched me and known me. You know my down sitting and my uprising. You understand my thought afar off. You compass my path and my lying down, and are acquainted with all my ways. For there is not a word in my tongue, but lo, O Yahweh, you know it altogether. You have beset me behind and before, and laid your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high, I cannot attain to it. Whither shall I go from your spirit? Or whither shall I flee from your presence? If I ascend up into heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, behold, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there shall your hand lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, even the night shall be light about me. Yea, the darkness hides not from you, but the night shines as the day. The darkness and the light are both alike to you. For you have possessed my mind. You have covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows right well. My substance was not hidden from you, when I was made in secret and curiously wrought in the lowest parts of the earth. Your eyes did see my substance, yet being imperfect, and in your sephir all my members were written, which in continuance were fashioned, when as there was none of them. How precious also are your thoughts to me, O El! How great is the number of them! If I should count them, they are more in number than the sand. When I awake, I am still with you. Surely you will slay the wicked, O Eloah. Depart from me, therefore, you bloody men, for they speak against you wickedly, and your enemies bring your name to naught. Do not I hate them, O Yahweh, that O Yahweh, that I'm sorry, let me read that again. Do not I hate them, O Yahweh, that hate you? And am I not grieved with those that rise up against you? I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them my enemies. Search me, O El, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. And this last verse, search me, last two verses 23 and 24. Search me, O El, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way of everlasting. When I read this wicked way in me, I often wonder, why didn't it say ways, like my ways in me? But way implies that this is a pattern. It's your identity, it's your behavior, it's the way, it's your default. Ways would just be like habits that you have, I think. Way is kind of like the way you are. And that tells me that Yah wants to take away the way we tend to be as humans, the unkindness, the way that we've made our lives about us and not about Him. And so every time I read this, it reminds me how much I need our Savior. So I love to share that psalm with friends and family because it's just my absolute favorite. And the popular verse in here is, I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows right well. I think a lot of people know that because it's such a powerful verse. So just wanted to share that this morning.